The champion has arrived. A big win for the Cats. This team couldn't be better. Have you subscribed to the channel to keep up with the latest news from the Wildcats? The Kentucky Wildcats continue their undefeated streak this season, improving to 6-0 after a solid win over the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers on Tuesday night. Under Mark Pope, the team has faced unexpected challenges, but has shown why it is considered one of the most consistent forces in college basketball this early in the season. Despite coming into the game averaging an impressive 97 points per game and shooting over 42% from three, the Wildcats got off to a lukewarm start. Their usual offensive explosion in the early minutes was replaced by difficulties finding a fluid rhythm. The trio of Lamont Butler, Otega Oweh, and Andrew Carr, the cornerstones of the starting five, failed to open up a significant lead in the first few possessions. Still, the 45-33 halftime mark demonstrated the team's ability to adapt, even when their long-range shots weren't falling. And have you subscribed to the channel yet? Otega Oweh and Andrew Carr, each with 9 points in the first half, were the standouts in keeping the team in control. However, 7 turnovers during the first half revealed lapses that were uncharacteristic of Pope's team, especially considering the level of skill demonstrated in previous games. On the other side, the Hilltoppers remained combative, taking advantage of every loose ball and every mistake by Kentucky to keep the contest close. By the halftime break, WKU had reduced the lead to just 6 points, showing resilience and boldness. On the other hand, the Wildcats' offense continued to struggle to establish a consistent flow, while their three-point shooting, 8-29, remained below normal. But it was in this context of adversity that the team reaffirmed its identity, led by a masterful performance by Andrew Carr. Carr delivered a complete game, totaling 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists, solidifying his presence as an indispensable piece in Mark Pope's scheme. More than the numbers, it was his calm leadership and ability to convert difficult situations into good opportunities that made the difference. His ability to read the game, especially in crucial moments, transformed the dynamic of the game, allowing Kentucky to neutralize the opponent's momentum. Otega Oweh, in turn, also reached the mark of 18 points and continues to evolve as one of the team's most intriguing prospects. Combining athletic ability and maturity on the attack, Oweh demonstrates the type of talent that attracts the attention of NBA scouts, although his stay at Kentucky until 2026 is a palpable desire among fans. In the end, the Wildcats came away with an 87-68 victory, a margin that may seem comfortable on paper, but that hid the difficulties faced throughout the 40 minutes. It was a game marked by excessive free throw attempts. Kentucky attempted 42, making 29, but it also highlighted the team's resilience amid a performance below its potential. If this is the standard of a bad game for the Wildcats, it only reinforces how high the ceiling is for this team. Mark Pope will certainly use this experience as an opportunity to grow. The necessary adjustments are clear: better care of the ball, better use of long-range shots, and a renewed emphasis on collective execution. Still, there is little to criticize about a team that maintains its unbeaten streak while navigating challenging games with the confidence of someone who is building something special. With Andrew Carr emerging as the team's quiet engine and Otega Oweh showing flashes of stardom, Kentucky is solidifying its identity as a team that can compete and win in different ways. The Wildcats seem not only willing to win, but to learn from each game, a sign that Mark Pope's work is on the right track. The next challenge on the calendar promises to further test the depth and maturity of this group. But for now, the United Kingdom can celebrate a start to the season that already shows signs of something promising. Perhaps a new champion? Let's wait and see. Does this team remind you of the 1996 team? If you do, subscribe to this channel. Now check this out. The excitement surrounding the Kentucky Wildcats this season seems to know no bounds, and last Monday night, The historic connection between the current team and the legendary 1996 squad was reinforced in a special way. During Mark Pope's radio show, alongside host Tom Leach, an unexpected guest brought a new layer of reverence and perspective to the team's promising beginnings. None other than Ron Mercer. Mercer, a mainstay of the iconic 1996 championship team, called into the show, initially introducing himself as Ron from Tennessee. When his identity was revealed, the atmosphere in the studio transformed. Mercer, who was also a runner-up in 1997 and one of the greatest talents to ever wear a Wildcats uniform, took the opportunity to draw a parallel between Mark Pope's current roster and the relentless machine that was the 96 team. "This team has a lot of guys who can step up, just like we did," Mercer said, drawing a direct comparison to the depth and versatility that define that historic roster. The statement certainly resonated with fans in Big Blue Nation, who have seen the current team combine individual talent with a cohesion that harks back to past glories. When asked if any of the current players reminded him of himself, Mercer mentioned two names: Jackson Robinson and Kobe Bryant. Robinson, a consistent starter, has shown the ability to contribute both defensively and offensively, while Bryant, with his off-the-bench mentality, echoes Mercer's early approach in 1996. "Maybe a little bit of Jackson Robinson and a little bit of Kobe Bryant," Mercer said, noting the similarity to his role on that legendary team. These observations not only validate the talent of the current generation of Wildcats, but also reinforce the idea that this team could be on the cusp of something great. Mercer's unexpected call was a moment that bridged the gap between past and present, recalling the Wildcats' legacy while celebrating what's to come. Mark Pope, for his part, received the praise with humility and enthusiasm. The coach, who has been a constant presence in building this team's identity, acknowledged the importance of such comparisons but was quick to emphasize the need to stay focused. "It's an honor to hear that from a legend like Mercer, but we still have a lot to prove. These kids are just getting started," Pope said. With the season still in its infancy, comparisons to 1996 may seem premature, but it's impossible to ignore the potential this group possesses. The depth of the roster, the ability to adapt in tough games, and the growing chemistry suggest that there's something special in the works in Lexington. Mercer's call was more than a nostalgic moment. It was a powerful reminder that greatness is always within reach for the Wildcats. And for BBN, hearing a legend like Mercer draw parallels between two rosters separated by nearly 3 decades only adds to the excitement surrounding this team. It remains to be seen whether they can translate that potential into a 1996-style campaign. But for now, they're well on their way. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.